Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look at Talonflame sweeping up alongside XL, Alolan, Sandslash. Let's have a little fun here. For that third Pokemon, we're going to be swapping that out periodically throughout this video, but I'm going to have to say the last one is going to be Poliwrath, and I found that to be a very nice team combination here, as you do have the two Pokemon protecting it from potential charm users. Alright folks, if you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up. Like usual, I really do appreciate it, and it really helps the channel out. You don't have to do anything but hit that like button. That's all I'm asking for. Now let's see what we have going on here. So leading with the Talonflame for the time being. I think we may lead for it for the entire time. And we're also going to be using Cresselia alongside this team as well here. We do kind of keep swapping it out. So they bring in Nidoqueen. They are shieldless at this point. We bring in our Sandslash, and they're swapping into their Alolan Ninetales. Okay, this is looking pretty interesting here. So we do have Trevenant, which is not going to really want to see the Weather Ball on the Ninetales so much. And it's actually going to have a decent matchup up against Nidoqueen here. So what we're going to do is shield this up. I know anything they throw at me from Ninetales is actually going to be resisted. The Psychic, the Fairy, the Ice, it's all resisted. But I shield up anyways because I want to preserve the health. We're looking good anyway. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Bulldoze here and swap into our Trevenant, and we're looking just perfect. We don't need to shield anything up. Because of the Ghost typing on Trevenant, it is going to neutralize the poison and just make it neutral damage here. So we're going to just let all this go, no problem at all. I do believe they're going to be backing out, and we take the win. So Talonflame, I'm not going to say is a lost meta Pokemon, and people still use it all the time. I personally have it. So I put these Pokemon in the back intentionally to try to pull up this up front, and well, here we go. Beautiful lag. That's crazy. Yeah, that's just crazy. I wonder how many quick moves they were actually able to get through there. Up against Cobalion. Now this is a good matchup. Now we do have to look out for Stone Edge because that would obviously be taking us out. So I do shield it up because we did have a bunch of puttering and lag, and they would have technically made it to Stone Edge, and I just didn't want to gamble there. Seeing that they've used both shields as well, I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Seeing that we're vamped up here, whatever they have in the back really can't run unless it's a rock type. So let's see what they're going to be bringing out here. And it is going to be a Giratina. So we're going to go for the Brave Bird that's been vamped up 2 times at this point. Pretty much one-shotting and swapping into the Sandslash. And they have a Venusaur in the back. And the Alolan Sandslash is going to completely wall this thing. I do believe they back out here. Yeah, after the Venusaur gets in a little bit of a yell there. Why? Alright, moving it on. What are we going to see at Cresselia? This is also a good matchup if they do not have Future Sight. If they have Future Sight, that's the only thing that's going to be going through you. Because of the Aurora Beam, people don't really run that. More Grass Knot and Moonblast, which is going to be resisted by the Fire and the Flying. So let's see. It is a Future Sight. Lovely. It's okay. We're still looking all right here. Sandslash is going to have a great time going up against that as well. And we're going to get a shield out of him, which is perfection. So at this point, I do believe we will be letting this go. Yeah, calling it Grass Knot doesn't matter. We already debuffed our defense, so they're able to take us out. So bringing in the Sandslash here, and they're going to be retreating into a Buzzwole. So Ice Punch is going to be doing some decent damage, I suppose. And we do have the Cresselia on the team now. So we're going to go ahead and swap into that. They've used one shield, and we have Future Sight and Moonblast on our Cresselia. I do have a Grass Knot one lying around, but I haven't Elite TM this one. You know, it's great to have Grass Knot. Let's not beat around the bush, that's for sure. Taking out that Buzzwole with the Moonblast. But having the Future Sight does throw your opponents off sometimes. Okay, so, and you're also getting stabbed, and they're bringing in the Giratina. We have been debuffed from the Buzzwole's Lunge, so we're not doing as much damage as we can here. If we can get to another Moonblast, oh, that's great. Even though our attack is resisted, we're at least bringing them down low, and we do have that Sandslash to handle this. We're going to go ahead and swap into it right away. Go for the Ice Punch, a little bit of a combo breaker here, and not quite. They're shielding it up. That's okay. We still have 2 shields left and ready to go. This Sandslash is no joke. Has to look out for fire, has to look out for fighting. Got some beautiful lag going on here right as they're about to lose. It's always a questionable thing when that does happen, but again, we can't always point to them saying, oh, they're cheating. But it is just very curious as to why does it always lag when I'm in a great position and they have figured out, oh, this looks like I'm about to lose here, right? Anyways, I'm thinking if they are able to get to another charge move and take me out, this is bogus. Bogus whack. I should have won this. Okay, so good. We're able to get to the Ice Punch as we should have, as we were going to get this victory anyways, and taking that win there with the Sandslash. Let's go. leading with that Talonflame again, and met with a Trevenant. This is absolutely amazing, and our Sandslash would love to go up against this as well. Now, the Trevenant, being the boss that it is, does have Shadow Ball, a little bit of a deterrent, and it is going to do a lot of damage, so we are shielding that up here. Not quite building up to 2 flame charges. We may have snuck an Incinerate through. Let's see. They're letting it go anyways, and we didn't quite get there. They're bringing their own Talonflame, and they are up a shield. So we're going to go ahead and just go for the flame charge and see if we can get a shield from them here. Great. Now I would hope they go for their own flame charge, and then we will survive, and then we could potentially get their last shield. But it's getting a little tricky here. Now, we do have the Poliwrath on the team, and this is the official team that I do recommend if you do use it, although those other ones were great, especially the Cresselia one was nice. It was just a matter of alignment. So they go for Brave Bird. We're using our last shield, and they have a Cobalion in the back. All right, so here's our chance. This is going to get real interesting. We're going to have to come out of this with energy, and I do believe it's going to be... The Sandslash is putting in work, too, for this, but the Poliwrath, everything does. It's all great. So they hit me with the Sacred Sword here. We will survive another one. Although it is spammy, Poliwrath is a bit of a tank, and Sacred Sword isn't the hardest hitting move around. So we're going to go for Ice Punch, which is not going to KO. We're going to get some farm, swap into our Sandslash, and get a little bit more farm. I found this to be the only way. Now we have an Ice Punch on our Poliwrath that is ready to go, and that's going to be doing a decent amount of damage to that Talonflame. Alright, now this is absolutely going to be KOing us here, as we are 4 times weak to fire. And we still have a Talonflame and the Poliwrath, so since we do resist the quick move, we will be able to survive this here. Getting off this Ice Punch, can we get to another one in Poliwrath? Goliath pulled it off for us. Absolutely amazing here. Was a really exciting win there. Stand-up victory. Let's get it. Moving on to our next opponent, leading with that Talonflame, met with a Giratina. This is not what we want to see here, so we're going to go ahead and get to a Brave Bird. At least do that damage and then swap. Hopefully we can swap before they get off their charge move here, and they shield it up. Great, bringing in Poliwrath. Don't want to quite bring in our Sandslash yet. So unfortunately, we're getting countered in the front and in the middle. Let's see what happens in the back. So they're bringing in a Ninetales with Charm, and it's doing a ton of damage. But we're at least able to get off 2 dynamic punches before we do get down. Before we do go down. Bleh. Okay, so they're low. Bringing in the Talonflame here. So we will let this go because I need to hold on to my shields, and hopefully Sandslash is going to be able to pull this off for us. Although they have a Giratina and a Charm user, ooh, they might have something to protect them from some steel in the back, so we'll have to see. So we're getting another shield from them. As much as I wanted to swap, unfortunately I couldn't. So I do want to preserve the Talonflame here because I felt a little bit weird about what's in the back. Drapion. Okay, well, Sandslash can handle this too. Although the Dark is still going to be going through us, we do have Bulldoze. Shadow Claw is not very effective, which, by the way, is a Community Day move. We got Community Day moves on both Talonflame and the Sandslash. I did not mention that. That is going to be a legacy. You're not going to be able to get that with a regular TM. Although Powdered Snow is still working great, I mean, you're still doing a lot and farming up very quickly. So it's not like you're at a massive disadvantage if you don't have a Community Day. So we're taking them down there. Things are getting a little bit close. Coming out of that battle with a little bit of energy, but they have some energy loaded up there, so we're getting a little low. Let's see if we're going to be able to spam them. This is getting crazy. So we swap into the Talonflame, and having them using their energy, trying to get to the Brave Bird. Unfortunately, I just did not get off the Flame Charge. I guess I could have done a little bit more damage and probably taken them out by now, but it doesn't really matter. We're able to get to the charge move just in the nick of time and take that win with the Sandslash. Let's go. All right. It looks like Walrein, right, with that picture I put up there. Next battle, leading with Sandslash, switching it up here towards the end. Let's go. And up against a Shadow Walrein, Talonflame has a decent matchup, but getting spammed by those Icicle Spears is still going to be doing a decent amount of damage. So this is okay as well, but we have to look out for Earthquake. So at this point, I was really kind of annoyed because I swapped the lead intentionally to see if we can pull something good, and I get this Walrein, which is, you got to look out for the Earthquake. It's going to be taking us out pretty much as a shadow there. But we call the Icicle Spear, and then we call the Earthquake by shielding it up. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, no problem. Let's just go ahead and go for the Ice Punch. It's not going to be enough, but that's still going to be bringing it low enough. I think I could have made it to Bulldoze. Maybe. Now, this is definitely going to be an Earthquake. That's okay. We got the Poliwrath in the back. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Talonflame to start building up that energy here. And they bring in a Cresselia, which, again, is not going to be a bad matchup for us unless they do have Future Sight. Now, we can't bring in Poliwrath into this battle. As a matter of fact, we need to bring that Cresselia as low as possible so that we can take control of the situation here because, well, they're going to take us out with Grass Knot as well as Moonblast and or a Future Sight when they're going up against that Poliwrath. So they do have Future Sight indeed. All right, so they have one shield left. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up right about now. Another future sight. Yeah, they're probably just going to keep going with it. Like we said, we got to win this matchup because of the Poliwrath. Building up to 2 flame charges just about. Going for the first one. Shielding it up, and unfortunately, this is going to probably be another... You know, where's the grass now? We survive. What's in the back? Oh, it's this damn one. Oh, I should have got the flame charge. We had 2 times raised attack. Could have maybe done something with an ice punch. And then taking out the Crest with like 1 HP. So that was my screw up there. Taking a loss. Next battle met with a Giratina. This is what we really want to see. That thick, tanky legendary going up against our XL, Steel, and Ice type. Let's bring it on. So going for our first Ice Punch here. Shadow Cloud really doing a decent amount. Again, if you did have Powdered Snow, you still have a great matchup going up against Giratina with this here. Alright, so we're not going to have to shield a thing up, and it looks like they're just going to let it all go as well. What are they going to bring in? A Scrafty? Yeah, there it is. It's best to just stay here and let them take you out. If you had a lot more health, yeah, sure, I guess swap. But we don't want to lock ourselves. We want to just simply let them take us out, bring in the Poliwrath, and let them do their thing here. So they go for a Power Punch, which is expected, so they can do more damage with their counter, as the dark moves are not very effective to our fighter here. Alright, so another power-up punch. We got Talonflame in the back. They had a Giratina up front. I think we might be okay in the back end here. So we're going to go for the Ice Punch to see if we can get the shield. If they do, they really don't want this to get through. So we're going to immediately swap to catch a power-up punch on that Scrafty with our Talonflame. And let's see what they bring in here. It is going to be a Muck. And this is pretty much a wrap here for us. Just going to go for a Flame Charge. Could have went for the Brave Bird, but I want to kind of let the first charge move go. Do I shield it up anyways? After going for that, so it would have been, yeah, it's kind of pointless there. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. And they hit me with a freaking acid spray. But this is pretty much a wrap anyways. Talonflame is just so dang good. Especially when shields are down, it's just a wrap. You can just sweep on up, especially if you vamped up your attack already. Next battle, leading with a Sand Slash, and hey, what do you know? It's Poliwrath, and we're going to have to get the heck out of here. So this is going to be another fun battle here. With a bad lead, let's see if we can pull this around. Swapping into our own Poliwrath here. We didn't want to go into Talonflame because, well, one, they're water. Yes, we're part flying, but they could have Scold, so we kind of want to avoid that situation and just bring in our own Poliwrath here. They go for the Dynamic Punch. We're going to go ahead and go for ours as well, the second one, and we're getting a shield out of them. So I think, yeah, it's going to be within our best interest to shield this up because our team doesn't really want to see Poliwrath too much here. And they're going to be catching with their Muck. So it's still going to be taking a lot of damage because it is part dark. So swapping into our Sand Slash, they do have Poison Jab, which we are going to be resisting. And then we do have Bulldoze, which is going to be super effective without any stab. They hit me with an Acid Spray, getting it ready for the next Pokemon here. And that's perfectly fine. We still have a shield left. Going for the Bulldoze. Don't think this is quite enough, or it's enough. That's freaking great. Bringing in that Poliwrath here, which Dynamic Punch is obviously going to take us out in one shot because we're just extremely weak to it. Bringing in our own Poliwrath and knowing that they just used their energy. Getting to our Dynamic Punch, they're not going to be able to catch again because they're still locked in there, I do believe. Taking them out, what's in the back, and they have a Walrein. This is perfection. So what we need to do is just get that shield. I could bait, but it's not worth the risk. I figure they're going to shield up anyways because it's a Shadow Walrein taking a ton of damage. Bringing in the Talonflame. So at this point, I think I do shield up with the Talonflame, but what we could have also done is let it all go, bring back the Poliwrath, and then hit them with a Dynamic Punch. Even though we resist Icicle Spear, we're getting a little bit low. They could take us out with it, so I think it's just best to get to that Brave Bird and take that win with the Talonflame. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
Sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!